Hey YouTube, it's Jonathan, and I'm here with another Halloween video. This one is not creepy, it is just some movie characters from my favorite movie. I'm actually doing a couple's idea costume or a friend's idea costume, and this is going to be Paul Varjak and Holly Golightly from my favorite movie, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Obviously I have on the costume part of Paul right here, and then I'm just going to talk about a little bit of simple makeup that you could do with this and hair, and then I'm going to go wash it all off, shave my face, change my clothes, and show you a quick look for Holly Golightly. So for makeup for Paul Varjak, obviously it's a movie, so he's wearing some amount of makeup just for the cameras. In real life, no, I'm sure he's not supposed to be wearing makeup at all. It's just supposed to look like he's got great skin. So this is the makeup I wore all day to work. I just have on some concealer, some bronzer, some brows, but it is definitely time for a touch-up, so I'm going to use my favorite Laura Geller powder foundation. This is the Double Take Baked Versatile Powder Foundation in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to press a little bit of this over top of my skin to mattify. George Peppard in the film has great cheekbones, so I'm going to use a little bit of my NYX contour. This is the shade Taupe, and I'm going to use that on the same dual fiber brush and just sweep a little bit right into the hollows of the cheek to sort of give the illusion of higher, more defined cheekbones. A little around the jawline as well, and then just the smallest amount on the tip of my nose to sort of thin it out a little bit. For hair, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a part, and then I'm going to use some hairspray with a bit of a shine to it. This is the Masterpiece Shine hairspray from Bedhead TG, and I'm going to kind of spray over it and sort of press it down a little bit to give that sort of slick effect. One final spray. Hair and makeup done, super simple, nothing crazy yet. And then the costume is also super simple. So the costume I chose is what he wears the first time you see him on screen, which I will stand up and show you, is a tweed blazer, a black skinny tie, a white shirt, and then a tan cardigan. Obviously I'm wearing the pants that go with this blazer and then a pair of black shoes, but that is pretty much exactly what he wears in the first scene that you see him in the movie when he's introduced, and it's super simple. So you could definitely find these items at regular stores. You can even find them secondhand or vintage if you're trying to kind of do Halloween on a budget, which who isn't. But yeah, so this is me as Paul Varjak, or Fred Baby, or no name. He has no name in the book, but yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this section. I'm now going to go start over from fresh and do a look for Holly Golightly. Okay, I'm back with a fresh, shaved, and moisturized and cleansed face, ready to start my Audrey Hepburn as Holly Golightly look. Pray for me because this look is very important to me. This is my favorite movie, she's my favorite actress, and this is my favorite character that she plays. Super basic, super typical, I know, but sitting where I'm sitting in my room, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, from where I'm sitting, 15 Audrey Hepburns looking at me, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them are Breakfast at Tiffany's. So I know this look very well, and I'm super excited to be putting it on my face. So I'm gonna start by priming my skin so I get a super smooth finish, and today I'm gonna be using my Veil Mineral Primer from Hourglass, and I'm just going to use a pump and a half of that and just press that onto my skin and then smooth it outwards. So Audrey Hepburn does have a couple different looks in this movie, but I'm just gonna go for the typical, you know, her at the party when she's wearing the black dress, and it's definitely, I feel like, the most popular, kind of the one that everybody wants to see. Since this look is not heavy on the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go right into my skin, and I think today, actually, I'm gonna try something different. I don't think I've ever used this on my channel before. This is the Laura Geller Baked Liquid Radiance Foundation. I love the glow that this gives the skin, so I'm gonna put that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to put that on with my Beauty Blender. I want a flawless base, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing cakey heavy makeup, so I'm really taking my time to build coverage where I need it and blend out where I don't. To conceal the giant spot I have on my chin, as well as a few little minor blemishes, I'm going to be using my Vichy Derma Finish in the shade Opal. And then using my Beauty Blender to press all that into place. To highlight and conceal my under eyes, I'm using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. This is my favorite of all time. I am taking this sort of right down the side of my nose, under the eye in the triangle shape, and outward. Just here and between the brow. Audrey's brows were quite a bit further apart than my brows are, so just kind of fake it a little bit. Also upper lip, chin, and then under where I'm going to contour. Back in with the Beauty Blender. And then with my Vichy concealer, I am just pre-edging out my eyebrows. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to do it before the before the brow product, but for some reason, this gives me sharp, defined brows, but natural looking soft brows. So to set everything into place, I'm going to use my favorite Chanel Le Beige powder in the shade number 10, and I'm just going to sweep a small amount of that over top of everything. If you noticed, I did take my foundation and powder over my eyelids, and that is just to create a clean canvas. I'm not going to be using any eyeshadow primer. So now on to contour and blush. I'm going to be skipping bronzer entirely, which is super hard for me to do, but I think it's very inappropriate for the character to use bronzer. So I am just going to use my NYX contour in taupe, and I'm going to use that same brush that I just used to powder, and I'm going to contour my cheeks just lightly. So as I'm applying my contour, I'm blending it in and slightly sweeping it up just here, and that's going to give the cheek a little bit of height and roundness. A little around the jawline. My jaw is nowhere near as beautiful and square as Audrey's is, so we can fake it just a little bit. And I'm definitely just going to shorten my chin a little bit because her jawline is pretty square and then straight across. And then just around the hairline, this is more or less to make the lace front of the wig blend in a little better. For blush, I'm going to my Benefit Cheeky Sweet Spot, which is like their original blush palette. I'm not cool enough to have the Cheekathon, but it's pretty much the same thing. I think one or two of the colors is different, but I'm going to be grabbing the top corner here, which is Dandelion. Smiling, I'm just placing that sort of high on the apple of my cheek and blending backwards. Next, I'm going to take care of my brows, which were very essential to Audrey's look, especially during this movie. They were a little bit different than they had been on her in the past. In the 50s, she wore very dark, very drawn-on brows. In the 60s, they were still very full, but they were not quite as dark and definitely not as heavily drawn in. They were more or less just lightly filled in and enhanced. For mine, I'm going to start with the Goof Proof pencil from Benefit in the shade 1, and I'm going to brush them up. And then I'm going to use this pencil to sort of color everything. And to give my brows a little variation in color and make them look nice and natural, I'm also going to use shade 2. For this look, when in doubt, you definitely want to opt for the more natural looking choice. You don't want these to be super huge, overly drawn brows. And to set them in place, just a little bit of my Maybelline Brow Drama, and I'm using the shade Blonde. Definitely brushing these kind of outward and upward. I think adding the little bit of gel really helps to kind of break everything up and make everything look nice and fluffy. Now onto the eyes. Obviously this look is about the liner, so finding the right liner is definitely important, something that you're comfortable with. Today I'm going to be using the Lancome Grandiose liner in the shade Black. This liner starts very thin in the inner corner, then it gets kind of thick-ish all the way across and then comes up in a nice curved wing. It's very, I want to use the word rounded across the top rather than angled. And for me it's sort of easier to do one eye just across and then do the other eye across and then attach my wings. I also love this liner because you can like click it to make it like curved, and then I can use it for the left eye. And now for the wing, it's definitely more up than out. So the liner is drying. I'm gonna grab my Smashbox Full Exposure palette and I'm just gonna take the matte, creamy, lightest color and just place that right under the brow. And then I'm gonna mix the gray kind of taupey shades right here to get sort of a smoky haze on the eye. You want this to be very soft and minimal. You don't want a lot of product on your brush, so make sure you tap it off. And Audrey Hepburn had naturally pretty deep sockets, which I also do. Mine aren't quite as round, so I'm going to sort of shape them a little bit. And if you need a little bit of help in the socket department, go ahead and apply a little bit of shading there and then make sure you clean the brush up and blend it out. And you can take those same shades on the lower lash line. Should look like a natural shadow from your lashes. And on the inner rim of the eye, I'm gonna use a nude liner. This is an Always Sharp liner from Smashbox in the shade Bear. You don't want to use stark white here. It's definitely not what she was wearing in the movie. It's more of a soft, creamy nude. This will just help to sort of open the eyes up and brighten up the area. A quick curl of my lashes. Once the lashes are curled, I'm going to use a little bit of my waterproof black mascara. This is the Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt from L'Oreal. You can use whatever you like on your lashes. I like this one because I can sort of get a tight line effect with it. But you just want the lashes to remain nice and fluffy and fluttery. Of course, I'll be putting on falsies. And then you definitely want to make sure to get the lower lashes. Audrey Hepburn had amazing lower lashes, especially in this film. It's very 60s to have quite a bit of mascara on the lower lashes. So once the mascara is on, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some lashes. Ideally, individuals would be great for this, but I don't feel like sitting here for 30 minutes applying them, so I'm just gonna use a nice strip lash. These are the Ardell Wispy Studio Effect lashes. I've been wearing them in all my videos recently. Lashes on, time for lips. I'm gonna be putting on my lipstick first and then using my pencil to reshape a little bit. The lipstick that I'm using today is Pink in the Afternoon by Revlon, which is rumored to be the actual lipstick that she wears in the movie. And then to reshape my lips a little bit, I'm gonna be using NYX Peekaboo Neutral. The lips should be lined naturally, but with just a little bit more volume, especially towards the outer corners. This is very 60s. And I'm gonna put a touch of a light pinky gloss right in the center, just for a little highlight. So I styled this wig myself. Please don't judge me, it's horrible. Okay, wig on, dress on. I kind of forgot to contour my nose, which is definitely a necessary part of this costume for me because my nose is giant. Just slimming down the tip of my nose with a little bit of my NYX contour powder, and then definitely some right in here. And that is the finished Audrey Hepburn as Holly Golightly look. I know my wig is a little bit of a hot mess. I styled it myself, and I'm definitely not a hairstylist. And I don't have any jewelry because I'm an idiot and I didn't get any, and I don't have any gloves. But if I were to actually be dressing as Holly Golightly for Halloween, I would definitely need some diamonds, some earrings, and some long black opera gloves, and a long cigarette holder. But instead of a long cigarette, today I have a makeup brush a la Lisa Eldridge. And that concludes this Breakfast at Tiffany's duo Halloween costume and makeup. I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below if there's anything else you'd like to see me do before October is over. I will hopefully try to get that out for you. If you want to know about the products that I used today, they're going to be listed in the description box for you, as well as a link to all of my social medias down there. I'm at JohnJohnTalks on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and there's also a link to my Facebook down there as well. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please click on my face now so that you can be here every week for my new videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!